And let's bring in John Denton right now, and we're going to talk some pitching with Corey a little bit later. This is John Denton, one of the great writers from MLB.com. He's also the best-dressed writer today. Look at him, pocket hanky, opening day.
I'm just
You're looking good.
trying to keep up with you, Frank. trying to match you.
All right, let's do this first. I'm going to give a number, and you tell me over and under. Then we'll get some more long-winded answers.
Okay.
Third base, Nolan Arenado, 25 home runs.
I would go slightly under. You know, he went 16 last year, 22 the year before. I would take slightly under, but if he could get to 19, 20 home runs, that'd be a good season for him.
Mason Wynn hitting 270.
I think he's going to be a different guy. When the lights come on, I'll take a slightly over there. I mean, second in the league in two strike hits last year. He's got to walk that line of being aggressive but not swinging at pitches outside the zone.
Brendan Donovan, 350 on base.
Ooh, well, that's a high number. I know he can do it. I would go a little under there. I mean, 350s, that's big time.
Wilson Contreras, 24 home runs.
I think way over. I think the guy's going to hit 35 home runs. I think his body feels better. He's not being bogged down with the prep work. He looks great. He's put on extra muscle. His body feels great, like I said. I think he's going to go 30, 35 home runs.
Ivan Herrera, batting 300.
That could happen. He had 301 last year. I would rather talk about it. Is he going to throw out 30% of the runners? Like, that's what I would rather see right now.
All right, let's go left field. Lars Nootbaar, will put him at 20 home runs.
I think he could approach that. You know, I know people in St. Louis are tired of hearing about Lars' potential. It's time for Lars to put up or shut up. You know, first off, he's got to stay healthy. If he stays healthy, if he bats 600 times, I think he could go over there slightly.
Victor Scott, we know he draws walks, but can he hit 260?
I think possibly. He's a lot more athletic now. He got a lot of help from Ryan Ludwig. He got a lot of help from Brant Brown. Oliver Marmol just told us a story. He said, dating back to winter warm-up, he said he texted Mo, he texted Daniel Descalzo, oh my goodness, this kid is dialed in and ready. We got a different player on our hands. And, you know, as competitive as he is, he studied Tony Gwynn and Rod Carew and Willie McGee. He's really dialed in and he's made a step. I think he could approach that.
All right. Not only the most important player this season, but I think the most important player in the franchise. Because if Jordan Walker fails, your number one prospect, you're in bad shape. Yeah. But let me put his number at 24 home runs.
See, Frank, I'm in the committee of, yes, he's 6'6", yes, he's 270. I think he's more of a 15 to 18 home run guy. I think he's a doubles guy. If he could get 32 doubles, I would take that. Everybody thinks because he's 6'6", he has to hit all these home runs. If you look at him in the minor leagues, he was always a 15 to 18 home run guy. I think he can be that. I know they want him to be this, but just because he's 6'6" doesn't mean he has to be a power hitter.
You think at the end of the season we're going to see like 500 at-bats next to his name?
I think so. I think it's got to be. Now, early on, fans are going to get mad because they're going to take him out after the sixth inning. Siani's going to be like that defensive save guy. You know, it's going to cause a lot of alarms in St. Louis if Jordan Walker's not hitting after the sixth inning. But I think that's going to happen early, but they're committed to getting him 500 at-bats.
So we're going to know a lot more about him by the end of September. But will we know anything more about Nolan Gorman, who seemingly doesn't have a real spot?
Yeah, that one's tough. You know, this is part of the trickle-down effect. When Nolan Arenado comes back, it messes up Nolan Gorman. And, you know, now Donovan plays second. That takes away his spot. They're going to have to be creative. They're going to have to get him spots at third, at-bats at DH, at-bats at second base. That one's going to be a little trickier, I think.
We had this debate on radio today. Let's just say Nolan Arenado's having a good season, and he could get you a lot at the trade deadline, but you're in contention. I mean, if you have a chance to win the division, I don't think you can move him then, can you?
Yeah, that's going to be the rub all season, Frank. I think as long as they stay in the race, they don't move these guys. But if they stay in the race and then fall off the pace a little bit, that's when usually management says, hey, what can we get for Helsley? What can we get for Eric Fetty? What can we get for Nolan Arenado? So, and you know, a lot of these coaches talk about don't look at the standings, don't pay attention to the standings. The standings matter. If they're in it, they're not going to make moves. If they're falling off the pace, that's when you could see this thing really come apart, I'm afraid.
Do you think it's possible that the three best pitchers, starting pitchers in the organization right now are in Memphis? McGreevy, Roby, and of course
Quinn Matthews.
Quinn Matthews.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see them all this summer.
Yeah, I think so.
What did you think? First of all, the McGreevy decision. If you're going to say reset, and he's your best pitcher, and he was really good down the stretch last year, why isn't he here?
That's the one that bothers me. You know, he should be here. He pitched 4 games last year, was 3-0 with a great ERA. Last game of the season, San Francisco, 5 hits, 1 run. He deserves to be here, and he pitched well in spring training. But we all know that finances matter in this game. Miles Michaelis is making $18 million. Steven Matz is making $12 million. They're here for now, but Michael McGreevy knows he's going to be here at some point. But, you know, the rub is the kid earned it. Like, he pitched well in spring training. He pitched well last year. He should be here, but sometimes the economics of baseball play into it.
On a 1 to 10, your concern level with Sonny Gray after that horrendous spring?
So, Frank, my concern level is very high. Like, this is not just a spring training thing. Think back to last season. 2.9 ERA the first half of the season, 5.2 ERA the second half of the season. He gave up 21 home runs. 13 of those came after the All-Star break. And then he goes out in spring training, dealing with the forearm thing a little bit, you know, gave up 8 home runs. I'm worried about Sonny Gray big time because, you know, he's an all-out guy. He's a small guy. You just wonder, you got to keep that arm healthy.